Administrator Regan, on March 28th of 2022, you revoked a policy that was put in place by the Trump administration that was designed to protect taxpayer dollars by curbing some of the impact of these special interest groups that use sue and settlement agreements. Reports indicate that the Biden administration has already spent more taxpayer dollars on these settlement agreements than any other recent president. Are you aware of how much money that the EPA is spending on these attorney fees and other litigation?
I don't have that specific number in front of me. We can get you that specific number.
Okay, I would appreciate that. Also, do you have an account for how many times how many events are occurring, how many lawsuits are occurring?
Well, I think you and I know that sue and settle has been a tool that has been used for lots of administrations. And I can say that we have successfully picked up one that the previous administration was using on a mega suit. This sue and settle procedure or policy a lot of times gets us out from under the court's jurisdiction so that we can retain the flexibility and autonomy we need, like when we're digging out of the Endangered Species Act or looking at all of the litigation we're facing for pesticides and herbicides. And so we use this tool strategically to make sure that it's in the best interest of the taxpayer and the agency and the industry.
But it does cost the taxpayers in litigation costs, correct? In increased litigation costs?
Not necessarily. I think we have to balance taxpayer dollars.
Has there been an audit done recently?
An audit done?
Right. When was the last time that an audit was done in relation to using taxpayer dollars for these sue and settlement agreements?
Yeah, I'm not sure when that last audit was done.
My staff note that the last time they could find it was 2011, which is not at all recent. In a briefing that you provided...
2011?
Yeah, 2011. Might be time for another one.
We should check that. We'll check that fact.
And I wanted to kind of, with the limited time that I have, jump to an issue that's important to the Midwest, and that is, and I thought the Biden administration noted that this was an important problem when they recognized that meat packers, I think it's even on the White House's website, that they have a plan to try to bring more competition, try to bring more resiliency to the meat processing industry. And yet one of the sue and settlement agreements and rules has caused a new rule to be proposed by the EPA that will have, according to meat processors, particularly small meat processors, very, very detrimental, if not devastating, impact. Are you aware of the inconsistency or the impact that might have on small meat processors?
I have to circle. I mean, Tom Vilsack and I have been working hand in hand on looking at the administration's position on meat packing, and I would venture to say that our regulation is in concert with the direction of USDA. I would need for you and your staff maybe to provide to me the specific rule or the specific meat packer so that we can address your question directly, because I'm not quite sure if you have the name of the meat packer or the rule. Maybe we could have some more conversation.
I really greatly appreciate that. From what my understanding is that it's requiring them to have the most advanced technology to process phosphorus and nitrogen so that they don't end up in the water system. And there's debate about, obviously there's an amount that can be detrimental, but our environment also needs nitrogen and needs phosphorus. So these are natural products. These is particularly of concern to the small producers who would have little impact on the environment, and those small businesses are what make up America.
Yes, let's talk. Let's get our staffs together and talk about these specific instances so that we can look at where the producers are, how much nitrogen and phosphorus are they producing, and whose regulations they may be running afoul of. This could be a USDA or EPA issue, so I'd like to make sure we know.
Thank you.